Hi, my name's Dale, and I'm the owner of Clearly Clean Carpets, and I wrote this book. It's an insider's guide to the carpet cleaning industry, and we're going to show you on this video how you can choose a really good carpet cleaner. There's a lot of confusion out there, and if you don't make the right choices, it can cost you a lot of money. Alright, so the very first thing that your carpet cleaner should do is vacuum with a professional vacuum that's well maintained. You want to make sure that you're getting all the dry soil out. You can get about 75 to 80% of the soil out of the carpet with a dry vacuuming process. And you want to make sure that your carpet cleaner is doing that first. Alright, so now we've got our floor entirely vacuumed. We've done the whole house. We've got all the dry soil removed. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to apply a pre-spray. It's a citrus-based pre-spray. It's a kind of a light pre-spray. We're going to put that on using a special tool that gives us high pressure and high heat all at the same time. And as I go, I'm overlapping, so I'm making sure I'm getting really good coverage. And then I'm also going to give a little bit of extra pre-spray in these areas where it's out in front of the couch. We want to make sure those are treated really well because they're extra dirty. We're going to get all that real good. And then we're going to rake it in next. Alright, so now we put our pre-spray down, we're going to rake it in, we're going to give it some agitation with this rake. And that's going to help distribute that pre-spray really good throughout the carpet. And let it go ahead and loosen up the dirt. And then we're going to give that about 5 minutes of dwell time so that it can really do a good job of loosening up those soils before we come back and extract. Alright, so most of the time our general pre-spray is going to take care of spots, but every once in a while we'll end up with a few spots here. We have some stuff that we can actually hit those with depending on what they are. We put the product on. It's always good to tap it. Never want to rub a spot. You might just kind of rub it out a little bit, but you want to be very gentle with the fibers. And once we clean that, that spot's going to be gone. Alright, so now we've done our vacuuming. We've done our pre-spray, we've raked the pre-spray in, we've given it adequate dwell time so that it's going to have time to loosen the soil. Now we're going to extract. The important thing to remember here is that it's not a race. We want to make sure we're giving about 1 second per foot as we pull it back so that we're getting an adequate rinse. We're getting this area really clean, and then we're going to go back over it without adding any additional water so that we're actually getting it just dry. That's called an extra dry pass. So it's important to do all these steps and to do them nice and slow and get a good clean. So here we go. And we're going to overlap as we go. So there's a little bit of overlap from side to side. I put a little bit of extra pre-spray in this area, so I'm actually going to rinse it several times. And we may even want to come back here with some extra agitation afterwards, but we're going to get that rinsed really well, and now we're going to do our extra dry pass. So no additional water being added, just getting this good and dry. Now I want to take a second to show you what a lot of cleaners can do to cut corners. This is really important. Imagine that we don't vacuum. That takes off a ton of time right there. Then we come in, we just put on a quick pre-spray, we don't allow it to dwell so it doesn't actually loosen the dirt like it should, and then we literally clean like this. And I'm done. It literally goes that fast. I don't do another dry stroke. I can just whip in and out of this room and literally cut about 1/3 of the time, or I mean 2/3 of the time off. Okay, so sometimes we get a situation where we've got a hallway, we've got some traffic patterns, the dirt gets more ground into the fabric and it's matted down, the fiber's a little bit worn, and so there are some extra steps that we're going to want to take care of that. So like we mentioned, we have a hallway here. It has a lot of traffic patterns in it. The fibers have been matted down, the dirt's been ground into the carpet fiber. So what we need to do is bring a little bit of agitation to the equation, if you will. You can do that with a counter-rotating brush machine, or this is called an orbital. And what it's going to do is put down a pre-spray, and it's going to help work that in and kind of loosen up that dirt all at the same time. So what this is going to do is it's going to give a really aggressive agitation as we put that pre-spray down, and it's really going to work it in. It's also helping to lift the carpet fibers. So it's going to pull those up, and it's just really going to make this worn out traffic pattern look much, much better. Alright, so now we're finished. By taking our time and doing all the right steps, including that special agitation. We've lifted the pile, we've cleaned the fibers as well as they can be cleaned. It looks fantastic, and it's actually just barely damp. It's not very wet at all, and so it's going to dry and look fantastic for you. So thanks for tuning into this video. I really appreciate you taking the time for this. I hope you found it helpful. And if you have any questions, you can always give me a call at my office. I'd be glad to answer any questions you have.